Hello and welcome back to this course. Today in this video we are going to discuss about the interface. An interface is a reference type. In Java it is similar to the class. It is a collection of the abstract methods. In our previous videos we have discussed about the abstract classes and the abstract methods and about the abstraction. An interface is related to the abstraction. It is a pure example of the abstraction. So in this video we will focus on the interface. Now there are some important points about the interface that you have to keep in your mind. You cannot instantiate an interface. Means you cannot create the object of the interface. You cannot instantiate the interface. An interface doesn't contain any constructor. This is a very important point. We cannot create a constructor in the interface. All the methods in the interface are abstract. Now when we create methods in our interface, all the methods should be abstract. There is no body of the methods in the interface. An interface cannot instantiate fields. The only fields that can appear in the interface must be both static and final. Now in the interface you cannot create the instance variables, or you can say instance fields. If you want to create fields, then that field should be final and the static. Both the fields should be static and the final. An interface is implemented by a class. Now if we want to use the interface, then we must have to implement the interface. Implements help us to use that interface. We will discuss about the implements in our code when we will write our code in NetBeans. An interface can extend multiple interfaces. In inheritance, we learned that we can only extend one class. We cannot extend more than one class. But in interface, you can extend multiple interfaces, and we will extend multiple interfaces in our code definitely. So let's create our example program on our NetBeans to have a better understanding about the interface. So here first of all I am going to create interface. Here I first of all type interface and then animal for an instance, interface animal, and in this interface I am going to create some abstract methods. So I type here void eat and void, you can say, color, and void, you can say, weight for an instance. Okay, so we have an interface in which we have three abstract methods, and now we know that every animal must eat, every animal must have some color, and every animal must have weight. Whenever we create a child class of animal, that child class implements this interface, and that class must have to provide a definition of these methods. For example, I type here class line implements. Okay, so we extend the class but we implement the interface. I want to implement the animal. I type here animal. Okay, now I got an error. What is this error? Line is not abstract and does not override the abstract method weight in the animal. We have to override or provide the definition of all the methods in the animal interface. So I type here override annotation, and I type here public void eat. Why I have typed here public? Now in interface, whenever you create an abstract method, then it is by default public. So that's why I type here public. Now I'm going to type a one single statement, system.out.println line eats meat. Okay, then I have to override the color method. I type here public void color system.out.println, and you can say color of line is orange. Then the last one is public weight, public void weight for, and system.out.println the weight of line is, I don't know, basically as for instance I type 100 kg. Okay, so and you can see that the error has gone from here. Whenever you implement the interface, it is compulsory for that class to provide the definition or to override all the abstract methods in that interface. You can see that I have overrides all the methods in my class. Whenever I create a class, for example, I create another class here like class cat and implements animal. You can see I have to again implement all these methods. So I hope you understand how interface is created and how it is used. Now I create the object of the line class. I type here line L equals to new line and L dot color, L dot eat, L dot weight, and then when I run this program, you will see the expected answer on the screen. Okay, so in this way interface works. Now you can also create the variables inside the interface. For example, I type here public string name equals to any animal. Okay, so by default this variable is public. If I remove public from here, now by default this variable is public, static and final. I can also write here like this public, static, final. If I don't write these things here, and by default implicitly this is public, static and final. You can also create these variables inside the interface. Now there are some more important points about the interface and that we will discuss about in our next video. And also you have a question in your mind that why we are using the interface. And I will give you an example about the interface and how it is helpful in Java in our next video. So I will see you in next video.